All right, good afternoon. Good afternoon, good morning. It's 11 o'clock, right? So, but everyone that's going to see this going forward will be seeing it in the morning at least, so good morning. So today we're going to complete the section we were on yesterday that has a lot of interactive. So we're going to follow along with it and have the guide up, the playground to do it right away. And then we're going to complete the rest of this chapter, UX fundamentals, which I believe we have 75 flashcards to go through that will allow us to answer 7 chapters, I think, something like that. So today's going to be a bit longer, but let's just get through it, right? Like, let's go. So I'm going to share screen and let's see how not quickly in a irresponsible way, but I mean, we've been doing this for some time now. We all understand this, so let's just get into it. Okay, so what you'll notice is that, let me just move my Zoom stuff around, okay? So what you'll notice is, if I could just go back a couple, okay, great. So what you'll do is you'll go ahead and log into your Rhino, so member login, and of course you should have that link. Then you'll come into your Rhino membership area. You'll go to career training. You'll go to certification programs, SalesForce, and also pull up your flashcard. Well, you don't need to at the moment because I'll be doing it. If you'd like to. So actually, yeah. So these videos, you'll be watching me do it, and we'll be doing it together. If you want to go ahead and study further on your own, what you'll do is you'll come into the flashcard section, in which case you can then simply download the flashcards from the particular days, in which case you would go to flashcards, you would log into your flashcard software, and then upload these flashcards into it, which I'm actually going to be doing after we finish our hands-on training, so you could just follow along. Now we're going to go immediately to where we left off, which is build a custom theme layout component for Experience Builder sites. Now we completed one yesterday. Let's see. Hey, Frida. We completed one yesterday, which means we're going to go to the next one. Now what you'll notice is the challenge at the bottom is playground. So what we want to do is we want to launch that. We're going to do it in a new window so we can do it side by side. Because I think what this is going to be, like we learned yesterday, is that the entire chapter, or the entire whatever we're on, is the playground. In which case, you're unable to just read through and take no action. You actually have to be interactively putting it together the whole way through. So there's our flashcards. Here's our Zoom thing. Of course, our Zoom wants to bounce back up there. Okay. So let's go and see what this is. Create a custom theme layout component. What you'll do. In the previous step, we talked about how theme layout components work from the Experience Builder perspective. Now let's look at how theme layout components work from the developer console perspective. In this step, you create a basic theme layout component in the developer console and use it in Experience Builder to transform the overall structure of your Experience Builder site's pages. You'll add an interface to your theme layout component and define its regions. Add a design resource to the theme layout component and test your component in Experience Builder. Define your theme layout component. In Experience Workspace, click Builder to open Experience Builder. In Experience Workspaces. Okay, well, we need to know where Experience Workspaces is first, right? We gotta find where that is, first of all. Was that something? So this might be piggybacking off yesterday's, right? Creating experience builder site. Okay, introduction, blah, blah, blah. Example, creating, okay. And then, okay, so it is piggybacking. So the reason why we're confused now is A, we don't remember from yesterday. So that's, first and foremost. But secondly, in any chapter, in any lesson plan, each chapter builds on the next one. So presumably you would still have this open from the last go around, which is why they so casually are like, hey, go to Experience Builder. From setup, enter digital experiences. So, okay. In quick find, okay. Then select settings. Select enable digital experiences. Oh, I think I know what we're doing. Hold on a sec. Why is it so impossible to just... Okay. So as you'll notice, I'm just going through this, then saying theme configure area experience builder. Okay, so I think I know what we're doing. So let's go back to where we were, create a custom theme layout. So we're in digital experiences here. Define in experience workspaces, click builder to open experience builder. So here is, all right, so let's open builder, right? All right, I don't think we need to read all of this because we're gonna just follow along. Okay, so we're there. Okay. Move these screens a little bit. Okay. Click settings. Here we go. Developer. And then click developer console. Okay. Developer console. All right. In the developer console, click file. All right, so let's get here. File, new, and lightning component. Name the component. Okay, name the component condensed theme layout. And click submit. And click submit. Okay. In this case, don't select Experience Builder site page because you're not creating a drag and drop component. We'll cover that in a later step. Replace the contents of the component with this code. Okay, let's copy that. So because we're replacing it, we're gonna copy and paste. Okay? Code highlights to appear in Experience Builder in the to appear in Experience Builder in the settings. Okay. To appear in Experience Builder in the Settings Theme Configure area, a theme layout component must implement the Force Community Theme Layout interface. Okay. Add wherever you want the content which changes from page to appear within the theme layout component. Attributed, declared as aura.component, and included in your makeup are rendered in the theme layout component as open regions, which form the basic structure of your theme layout. Users can add drag and drop components to these regions in Experience Builder. The code uses SLDS grid systems to add structure to the layout. Save condensed theme layout. I'm not sure we were actually supposed to do something here, right? So we copied that. This is code highlights. It's telling us, I believe, what's already in it. So add, let's just make sure. So add exclamation point V body. Do we see that anywhere? To appear in Experience Builder in the Settings Theme Layout area, a theme layout component must implement the Force Community Theme Layout interface. Name. Okay. So we did this. Code highlights. So I might be wrong, but it doesn't seem like it's telling us to do something. Well, it says add wherever you want the content, which changes from page to page to appear with theme layout component. What content? Layout. All right. The code uses save condensed theme layout. All right, let's save it. Add a design resource. A design resource controls which component attributes, such as UI labels, and UI is user interface, UI labels or configuration properties are exposed in Experience Builder. The design resources lives in the same folder as your CMP, which is what we just saved, resource, and describes the design time behavior of the Lightning component, information that visual tools need to display a component in a page or app. Create a .design resource for condensed theme layout by clicking design on the right-hand side of the developer console. Okay. There's design. Okay. To give the component a UI label, replace the contents with this code. Okay, let's copy and paste. Save condensed theme layout design. All right, save. Verify the condensed theme layout. Nice work so far. Let's quickly test the new theme layout component to see how its structure looks on the page. In Experience Builder, refresh the browser page. All right. Okay. Click Settings, Theme Configure. Settings, Theme Configure. Click New Theme Layout. Name it Home. Click New Theme Layout. Name it Home. And select Condensed Theme Layout component. Okay. Click Save. Open the page properties from the home page by clicking. Okay. Open the page properties from the home page by clicking the settings cog. Oh, okay, right here. No. On the top toolbar. Wait a second. Actually, let's do this. Change the content layout to, okay. Let's make sure we're here. Change the content layout to 2 columns. Well, where's that? It's properties, page variations. Oh, okay. Open the page properties from the home page by clicking the cog at the top toolbar. Change the content layout. So do I have to open this up? Maybe that's what that is. Oh, okay. All right, so let's change it to 2 columns, 1-to-1 ratio. There we go. And click OK. So probably just change. Okay. Select override the theme layout, override the default theme layout for this page. So I think we just did that. Really wish I could just read both at the same time. Click override theme layout for this page. So I think we just did that, right? Let's just double check to see if there's an override anywhere. Oh, duh, override. Select home in the theme layout dropdown. Okay. The page, hold on. Okay, is there like a enter? Okay, the page refreshes and now you can see your new theme layout components in action. Let's take a closer look at the layout of the page. You no longer have a header, which used to contain the navigation, search, profile, menu, and logo. And you now have 2 new regions on the left side, search, and sidebar footer. Okay. So do I have to, is there like an enter for anything here? Because I want to get out of this, but I don't want to lose it, right? So I guess we could go over here and X this out. Let's make sure that we have everything that they're talking about. Yeah, we have it. Notice how the template default search component appears in the search engine. It appears there because search is a special design region name. When you declare search as an attribute name value, your custom theme layout component automatically reuses the template's default search component. Wherever you and other users switch the theme layout component of a template, the value of the search region's content sticks around, as long as the new theme layout component also includes a search region that is. It also means that you can swap the default search component with a custom search component, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. We'll cover that in a later step. All right, I feel quite confident. We did do everything, so we pressed the button. I'm going to drink some water. All right. Now, a little commentary. I did take a look at this morning and realized that it was hands-on, that we were just going to learn it together. That being said, I do believe there's a high level of value in troubleshooting things in real time. I do not find the value in watching something done perfectly and just following along. I find the value in watching something being done in real time and then collectively thinking, what would I do? I'm doing it too. Let me find it. Did he find it? Did we find it? And how we get to a resolution. There's a certain muscle memory with hands-on engagement incorporates, and that is what you've just discovered. And like I said, I could always edit these videos. I choose not to because, at least from my learning standards and viewpoint, to do something where you don't know how to do it, but you troubleshoot it to figure it out, that's when you actually grow the neuroplasticity of your brain, where you create neurons that are congruent with how learning takes place. So let's go to the next step. And let's hope it's a little bit easier, right? Okay. So we'll leave all these open and we'll see what this asks of us. Add a company logo. What you'll do, we outline the basic structure of the custom theme layout component, Huza. Oh, Huza! Now it's time to make the layout pretty. Let's start at the top of our theme layout component where we want to place the company's logo. In this step, you'll define a tokens bundle to access SLDS tokens and the branding values defined in the theme panel in Experience Builder. Add a CSS resource to your component that uses the brand logo image token. Upload a logo in the theme panel. Define a tokens bundle. To enable your Lightning components to access branding tokens, which controls things such as your logo and font name, define a tokens bundle in the same namespace. In the developer console, select, okay, so developer console. All right, where is developer? I have no idea what developer console is. I really thought it was in here. No. Okay, in the developer console, you know what? To open the developer console in Google Chrome, no, why is SalesForce? All right, where is this? Open developer console. It takes only a couple of clicks to open developer console from Salesforce Classic or Lightning Experience. Developer console is integrated to... Okay, so why don't you tell me where it is? Click the quick access menu and click developer console. Oh, duh. So obnoxious. Okay, cool. Again, troubleshoot in real time. All right. All right. Click File, New Lightning Tokens. File, New Lightning Tokens. Okay, name it Default Tokens and click Submit. Okay, add extends equals to the code. The complete code looks like this. So it said add, so we're going to not copy all this and paste the code in. Instead, we're just going to add it. So we'll do a space and paste. Right, and that looks the same? Yes, okay. Code highlights. Now we remember from last time, code highlights is not telling us what to do, it's telling us what we just did. The tokens bundle extends a Force community base, which gives you access to all the tokens exposed by the SLDS and the branding values defined in the theme panel experience builder. Saved Volta. Okay, so we'll save it. Failed to save, found unexpected tag. Okay. Oh, you know what? We were supposed to. See, when someone says the word add, to me it means in addition to. The definition here looks like it's still, copy the whole thing and substitute it out. So let's save it now. See, now it saves. Okay, add a CSS resource. In Experience Builder, each property in the theme panel maps to one or more standard design tokens. So by using tokens in the CSS of your component, you make it easy for admins to use a theme panel to quickly update the component's appearance. In this case, we're interested in the company's logo property, which maps to the brand logo image token. In the developer console, create a CSS resource for condensed theme layout by clicking Style on the right-hand side. Okay, this is the right-hand side. In the developer console, where we are, well, that's not what we want to do. So is this, are we opening up a new one? So in Experience Builder, each property in the theme panel. So we come back to Experience Builder right now? Experience Builder. But no, in Developer Console, so that's where we need to be. So let's get out of this, go to Developer Console. So let's see which one we're on first. Okay. In Developer Console, create a CSS resource for condensed theme layout. So that's where we need to be, condensed theme layout. So this is condensed theme layout. Okay. So we had to go back to it. Okay, so here we are. Style. Okay, perfect. We found style. This is great. By clicking style on the right-hand side, replace the contents with this CSS. Okay, copied, copy, paste. Code highlights. The code uses the brand logo image token wrapped by T parentheses to inject the company logo in the CSS at the background image of the logo container. Save condensed theme layout. All right, file, save. Then in condensed theme layout, replace this with this. In the first SLDS call container, your component now looks like this. All right, so it's asking us to replace one line of code with the other, but it then gives us the finalized version of what it would look like. So we're just gonna copy and paste that. But let's take a look at what it actually changed, right? So we're replacing placeholder for logo. So where is that? So this is the placeholder for a logo. With div class logo container. Here it is, right over here. All this code. Your component now looks like this. Save the file. Okay, file, save. Okay, apparently we did that totally incorrect. All right, so let's undo that. Oh, see, we did not read. So as you can see, condensed theme layout.cmp. We're on .css, so now we're going back to CMP, and we're going to copy this and get rid of this whole thing. Now, before we do that, let's make sure we find what we were looking for. Replace placeholder for logo. So where is that? Placeholder for logo. See right there? With DI, you know what? We could actually just do that. Let's show off a little bit, right? See? And what we now see is div class logo container, and that's right here. So we did it the long way and the short way. So let's save that. Cool. Upload an image in the theme panel. All that's left to do is upload a company logo in the Experience Builder. Open the CloudKicks logo and save it to your local drive. All right. Okay. In Experience Builder, open the theme panel and click Images. In Experience Builder. Okay, that's something else. Wait, right? Yeah, this is Developer Console. So now we need to go to Experience Builder, which is over here, I think. Let's just minimize that. Okay, Experience Builder. Open the theme panel and click Images. Okay. Images. In the company logo area, click the image upload icon. Okay. Locate the logo, we did that. Refresh the page. And presto changeo, your logo instantly appears at the top. Okay, so let's refresh the page. There it is. Okay. All right, let's verify. I feel pretty good about this. All right. We are getting there. Okay. Build a vertical navigation menu. What you'll do. The company logo is looking good. So next we want to add a vertical navigation menu to the sidebar. In this step, you'll create a new navigation component that extends the abstract Force Community navigation menu-based component. Test the new component with a simple unordered list. Add a click handler to the component's controller method. Create and test the navigation component. In the developer console, now we know where the developer console is, right? So they asked, so should we be doing a new developer console? All right. Okay. All right. So in the developer console, so this is the developer console, but maybe we need a new one. Okay. And we have it open. Here we go. In the developer console, click File, New, Lightning Component. File, New, Lightning Component. Name the component, vertical nav. So as you can see, I actually have SalesForce. That was just popped up there. Okay. And click Submit. Replace the component contents with this code. Okay, great. We'll copy this, paste it. Code highlights. Extending the abstract force community navigation menu-based component gives the new component automatic access to all navigation menu items defined in the site's navigation menu component. Admins can define and update the items in this navigation menu in Experience Builder. To show the menu in action, this simple unordered list iterates through an array of menu items, which is defined in the extended abstract component and outputs for each entry in the array. Save vertical nav CMP. Okay, so let's save it. In the markup for condensed theme layout, CMP replace, so now we're going, it's really a good thing that we don't delete any of this or X out of any of this stuff because we continue to need it. Okay, so here's condensed theme layout. Okay. In the markup for condensed theme layout CMP, so let's make sure we read it correctly. We're there. Replace placeholder for navigation. Where's that? Okay. With C blah, blah, blah. And I say blah, blah, blah as a technical term. And of course we can replace it by replacing the one, or we can copy this whole thing and replace this whole thing. Let's save it. Return to Experience Builder. Okay. And refresh. Oh, no. See, this is Developer Console again. Okay. Okay. Return to Experience Builder and refresh the page to see the vertical navigation menu with bullet points. Okay. Oh, right here. Now let's go back to the vertical nav CMP. Okay. Okay. And add some polish. In the developer console, replace the unordered list with the following code. Okay. So this, we're just gonna replace the whole thing. Code highlights. This code takes advantage of or expression syntax to do some nifty things. You can conditionally add the SLDS is active class to the list item depending on whether the item is active. You also set the data menu item ID to be the item's unique ID, which you can use later to navigate to the corresponding item. In this way, you need only one click listener for the entire list instead of adding one for each list item. Save vertical nav CMP. Okay. Add a click handler. Open the vertical nav components controller method by clicking controller on the right-hand side of the developer console. Okay, controller. Replace the controller contents with this click handler code. Okay, copy. Code highlights. Note the JavaScript syntax for accessing data attributes on HTML elements, which allows you to get the item's ID. Save vertical nav controller.js. Okay. Add CSS to the custom theme layout component. To get everything looking peachy, we need to remove some unwanted margins from the theme layout component and set the main content width. If it's not already open, open condensed theme layout, right? That is over here. Add the following additional CSS rule below, the CSS that you added previously. Add the following additional CSS rules below. Oh, below the CSS you added previously. I'm like reading it like it has a comma somewhere. So it doesn't look like this bracket should be there, right? Okay. Save the file. I messed something up. You know what? Below. Let's actually learn what the word below means. It means underneath. Save the file. Return to Experience Builder and refresh the page to check out your menu improvements, okay? Cool. All right. All right, let's verify. Oh, yeah. Now let's tackle the next step. All right. Build a custom search component. What you'll do. With the vertical navigation in place, it's time to work on a custom search component that queries several objects and returns record IDs that match the search term. In this step, you'll define a search component that implements Force Community Search Interface, create an Apex controller, add a click handler to the search component's controller method, implement a search query for SOSL, redirect to a custom page that contains the record names and links to the full record details, test the search component. Define a custom search component. Remember, in a previous step, how we talked about the search region being a special designated region in our theme layout component. When a search component implements the Force Community Search Interface, which is what we'll have to do here, it becomes available for use in any theme layout component that includes a search region. In the theme settings area of Experience Builder, you simply select the available component from the search component dropdown. The page then refreshes and displays the new search component in the search region. Okay. In the developer console, click File, New, Lightning Component. All right, we're getting pretty good at that by now. So let's just open a new one. Okay, so let's minimize this. And again, we're always just going to minimize stuff because we don't know what we actually need. Okay. File, New, Lightning Component. All right. Name the component Custom Search and click Submit. Replace the contents of the component with this code. Okay. Code highlights. This code uses a lightning button icon component that includes a click handler. It also includes an attribute called search text to contain the search text and uses input text component instead of input to bind the values. Save custom search CMP. Okay. Create an Apex controller. Next, you need to create an Apex class for your search component. In the developer console, click File, New, Apex class. File, New. You know what, actually? I don't want to get out of this. So let's just Go down here, no, and click a whole new one, right? Just in case. You know, Zoom constantly pops at the top of the screen and it's really not cool. File, new, Apex class. Name the class custom search controller and click OK. Okay. Implement the search for IDs method by replacing the class contents with this code. Okay. Code highlights. The search for IDs method takes a string search text and returns a list of string representing found IDs. For now, we just return the search string itself. Save custom search controller APXC. That's what we are right now. Okay, so let's just save it. In custom search CMP, specify the custom search controller class as a components controller. Your component now looks like this. All right, so let's go to custom search CMP, wherever that may be. Ah, that rhymed. So I'm thinking when you minimize it, these things might disappear. So let's go back here. Let's go to Developer Console. I'm thinking we should just try to open it. Okay, in Custom Search CMP, where is Custom Search CMP? I know we just did this, like I'm not losing my mind. So when you minimize this, where it happens to, it does go down here. Okay. Now it does disappear. All right, well, that's really not good. I don't understand why I can't just open it, right? So here we go. We set up developer console. Okay, so file. Okay, so actually, I think we're getting somewhere. But of course, I have no screen room. Okay. To open the custom search components controller, click and okay, click enter. Okay, in custom search. Here it is. Hold on. Custom search CMP. Open that. All right. Huh. So two things we learned. When you minimize developer console, it disappears. And if you want to open it, you have to go to open resource. Okay. All right. Now we're cooking. In custom, specify the custom search controller class as the components controller. Your component now looks like this. Okay. Save custom search. File, save. Add a click handler. Now that you've hooked up the custom search component to an Apex controller, tell the component to execute the controller's action with the search button is clicked. To open custom search component controller method, click controller. So that's probably gonna be on the right-hand side. Okay. On the right side, okay. Replace the controller contents with this click handler code. Okay. Code highlights. This code reads the value of the input text, sends it to the server-side Apex controller, and waits for a response. If you test the example, you see an array logged to the browser console. Save custom search JS. Okay. Implement the search query with your SOSL. Simple string searches are fine and all, but about making the server controller do something more interesting? Let's use the SalesForce Object Search Language, SOSL, in our Apex class to create a query that finds objects whose fields contain the input search text. In the developer console, open custom search controller. So I think we actually have that. No, we don't. That's the one we've minimized. So let's go ahead and open resource, custom search controller. All right, now we're getting way better at this. Update the Apex class method as follows. So where's the Apex class method? Okay, so that's this right here, and we know it because it's .apex class. This code highlights, this code returns a list of record IDs for the accounts, contacts, and leads that match a search term. Save the file. Return the search results to a custom page. Nicely done, you're almost there. Just one final puzzle piece to add and then search results page. And that's the search results page. Let's keep things simple and show you how to take the record IDs and redirect to a new page that contains the record names and links to the full record details. To do this, you need a Lightning component that displays a single record with a link to the record details, a drag and drop component for Experience Builder that lists the records, and a custom Experience Builder page that uses the drag and drop component to show the returned records. Create a component that displays a single record. In the developer console, File, New, Lightning Component. Okay, we're going to name the component Custom Search Result Item and click Submit. Okay, replace the component contents with this code. Okay. Code highlights. This code is based on an example for the Lightning Data Service. Create a drag and drop component that lists the records. Create a drag and drop component that appears in the Components panel in the Experience Builder. When added to the Customs page, it displays a list of records returned for the search term. In the Developer Console, wait, are we saving this or? Wait a second. Oh, they're all up here. It doesn't need to be the same one, I guess. Am I missing something? Custom search result item. All right, file, new Lightning component. Name the component custom search result list. Okay. Actually, I don't know how I feel about this. I think we need to open up a new, let's open up a new one. All right, and click submit. Replace the component contents with this code. Code highlights. To appear in the Components panel in the Experience Builder, a component must implement the Force Community Available for All Pages type interface. If you select the Experience Builder site page checkbox when creating a new component, the interface is automatically added to the default code. Mark your resources such as a component with access equals global to make the resource usable outside of your own organization. For example, if you want a component to be usable in the installed package or by a Lightning App Builder user or a Experience Builder user in another org. Save the file. Huh. So it's not saving, and I think it's because we might have more than one of these. I think because we didn't have enough developer consoles. I think each one needed their own. Let's just see if we could do this again. So copy, paste, save. No, so we need to go back. So where is it pulling from? Let's see if we could identify where. Force a component must to appear in the components panel in the Experience Builder, a component must implement the Force Community Available for All Pages interface. If you select Experience Builder Site, checkbox, blah, 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 mark your resources. So this is custom search result item. Okay, so let's just do that. I have 1,000 screens everywhere. Now it's saved. So actually what the problem was do you remember when we had done this code over here? Where is it? This long one, and we said there's no button to save anywhere. What do we do? So we didn't save it. That is an error on part of Trailhead. We should have saved it. So we had just saved it, and then we were able to save the next one, because that's where the resource is being pulled from, the records. Now create a controller for the custom search results list. To open the custom search results list components controller method, click controller on the right-hand side of the developer console. Okay, we want to make sure we're in the right developer console. So let's click controller. Replace the controller code with this code. Okay. Let's save the file. Create a custom search results page. Create a page to contain the drag and drop component and display the list of returned records. In Experience Builder, click that thingamajigger. Okay. On the top toolbar and click New Page. Okay, New Page. Select Standard Page. Select one full width column as the contents layout, and then click Next. All right, name the page custom search results. Which produces a page URL of custom search results. Yeah, and click Create. Click the lightning icon to open the components panel. All right. Scroll to the bottom of the panel and drag the custom search result list component into the content region on the page. Okay. Bottom. Let's just do it normal. Custom search results list. I definitely don't see it. You know, maybe we gotta refresh this thing. Hmm. Am I losing my mind? Didn't we just do that? An experience builder. Okay, here we go. New page, standard page, one full width column. Next. Okay, so that's already there. So what are we missing? So we have a controller. Saved it. Saved it. Hmm. Did we miss something? Am I losing my mind? Are we just not saving things, or is this not saving? Okay, saved. Let's go back here, components. There we go. Okay. So where are we dragging this thing? And scroll to bottom panel. Okay. The content region of the page. Right, so before we did that, hold on. All right, custom search results. Name the page custom search results. So this is the page. So we already saved it. So now we're going to our components and we're going to drag this into the content portion. Okay. Right, we did that correctly. I know I dragged it. Maybe we have to open this up more. Oh, duh, it's right here, I think. Let's just make sure we did this right. Let's refresh this maybe. Why are you doing this to me? So custom search results. Something went wrong. Okay. Okay. All right, it happens again. If that doesn't do the trick, give your SalesForce administrator the following error ID and describe what you're trying to accomplish. Unable to find the action in it on the controller of custom search result list. Okay. See, the part that's bothering me is I'm pretty sure we've been doing this correctly and saving it. That's what you couldn't find. I just saved it. So let's try to do this again. Okay. This component has no properties. All right, well, it's there, hopefully. Okay, we don't need to know that. Let's just see what happens. Finalize and use the custom search component. Okay, great. So it had no components. Now we're going to do a component. In the developer console, okay, let's get to the, now Dear Zoom, if I wanted the menu to be at the top of the screen, I'd put it at the top of the screen. So if you continue doing that, I'm going to get very upset. Okay. So we're in developer. Did we not just open developer console? How do I get rid of this Zoom thing? Meeting info, checking, hide video panel, hide floating controls. Okay, great. So it looks like I have to go back to this developer console. All right. Open. You know what? Okay. Open custom search results. So let's just do that. Open custom search controller.js. Here it is. Why is it only, it should be custom search result.js, right? I guess this is it. They just abbreviated themselves. All right, if it's not already open, replace console log IDs with this code, which sets the session storage value and fires a navigation event to the page. Custom logs IDs, where is that? Okay, we're gonna X out of this because I still feel like that wasn't the right thing. All right, well, we're just going to copy and paste the complete code. Save the file. Open custom search CSS. All right. Oh, by clicking style on the right side. Duh. Web console, replace the content with this. Okay. Save the file. To give the component a UI label, open custom search.design by clicking design on the right-hand side. And replace the contents with this code. Save the file. Okay, in the experience builder, refresh the browser window. Okay, to switch to the new search component, open theme settings. And then click Cloud Kick Search. And the search component dropdown. All right. The page refreshes and search changes from this standard form to this sleek new one. Okay. Test the search feature. Now's the fun part. Let's test out the search feature. In Experience Builder, click Preview on the top toolbar. Okay, enter United Oil in the search bar. Right, click this. The search returns records for accounts, contacts, and leads that include the term. All right, we got that. To view the details of an individual record, go to Details. All right. I really hope we got all 100. I feel like we missed, not that we missed anything, but just some things weren't saving. And we had to do a couple of things twice, but I mean, we tested it, it worked. So let's see. All right. Tackle the next, that was difficult. That was not easy. All right. Add configuration properties to the theme layout. Okay. Now let's add one more element of flexibility to search feature. In this step, you add a property to theme layout component, which lets you hide the search component completely in the Experience Builder. In the developer console, okay. In the developer console, add the following attribute to condensed theme layout CMP. Condensed theme layout CMP. Okay. Add the following attribute. In the components markup, wrap the entire search. Okay, so here's the full code. I don't think we need to practice finding and replacing. We did that a couple of times. Now let's just copy the full thing. Save. Open condensed theme layout design, condensed theme layout design. And add the following attributes. Okay. Save the file. Refresh the browser window in Experience Builder. Now when you go to theme settings, you have an option to show or hide the search component. Deselecting the check. Oh, cool, we did it. Project summary. Well, look at you, all kitted out with your very own custom theme layout component. Whether you're a Salesforce SI partner or simply want to redesign your site, theme layout components provide a powerful way to customize the look and feel of Experience Builder site. And when paired with other custom Lightning components such as search and navigation, theme layout components offer even greater flexibility. Now just one task remains. Proudly pat yourself on the back and admire all your hard work. Well, let's verify first. Woohoo! Oh my God, that was really cool. Now, we're really getting far along. So these badges start to mean a little more to the support system that we built in our social media. So go ahead and tweet it out and send now. That is super cool. Okay, so what is recommended to be next? Now we can get rid of this. We don't need it any longer. And we can get rid of all these because the next chapters are actually flashcard oriented. So let's go to our flashcards. Let's sign in. Let's create a new set. SF, Salesforce, import flash. Oh, I always forget. Gotta do it as, okay. No. Okay. Import data. Create and set. Okay. Now let's jump over to the next thing. Search and Experience Builder sites. Learn the elements of accessible web page. No, that's not it. So let's actually see where we are. Okay. How cool is that? We finally finished it. Okay. Designing for web accessibility. Learn the elements of accessible web page. Learn the elements of accessible web page. Okay, so we're in the right place. Okay. All right, next. What are two types of icons that screen readers can handle? Decorative and informal. What are two types of icons that screen readers can handle? Decorative and informal. What is the purpose of having clear and visual headings on a page? To help users understand the page's hierarchy and to create structure programmatically. What is the purpose of having clear and visual headings on a page? To help users understand the page's hierarchy and to create structural programmatically. What are the HTML landmarks that should be included in the code? Header, navigation, main content area, articles, asides, body, and footer. What are the HTML landers that should be included in the code? Header, navigation, main content area, articles, asides, body, and footer. What is the goal of design and accessibility? To ensure that all users enjoy using the products. What is the goal of design and accessibility? To ensure that all users enjoy using the products. What is an empty alt tag used for? To mark images as decorative and force screen readers to skip over them. What is an empty alt tag used for? To mark images as decorative and force screen readers to skip over them. What is the shortcut key used to navigate by heading individually? A screen reader shortcut key. What is the shortcut key used to navigate by heading individually? A screen reader shortcut key. What should designers consider when designing for diverse users? Different ways of interacting with products and different ways of receiving information from products. What should designers consider when designing for diverse users? Different ways of interacting with products and different ways of receiving information from products. What type of icon needs an alt description or assistive text? Informal icons. What type of icon needs an alt description or assistive text? Informational icons, I'm so sorry. What type of icon does not need an alt description or assistive text? Decorative icons. What type of icons does not need an alt description or assistive text? Decorative icons. What is the purpose of landmarks in a page? To help people identify where they are on the page. What is the purpose of landmarks in a page? To help people identify where they are on the page. All right, let's answer some questions. Beyond mouse clicks and visual positioning of content on the screen, what should a designer also consider? How a feature is operable with only a keyboard, how fast the page will load, the proper JavaScript event to listen for keyboard input, users who switch between input modes. How a feature is operable with only a keyboard, how fast the page will load. Okay, so A is both A and E because E is A and D. So really, we have to take a look and see if D is the correct answer. Users who switch between input modes. I don't remember anything about input modes, but I have a bias to go for E because I always believe it's two answers. I would take A and B, how fast a page will load. That's important. Beyond mouse clicks and visual positioning of content on the screen, what should a designer also consider? So beyond mouse clicks, a keyboard. So we know it's either A or E. Like, that's known. Users who switch between input modes. I'm gonna go with A. I don't know what an input mode is. What feature does a screen reader user commonly use to navigate through a page? Voice dictation, heading structure, tabbing through the page until the correct section is found, using Command plus F on Mac or Control plus F on Windows. A mouse. A mouse. And they're both wrong. Okay. So we'll move that to A and D. Heading structure. Okay. And we learned that in the flashcards, a heading structure, they named it as milestones to know where you are on the page. Okay, next section. Integrate accessibility into your design. Oh, actually, just real quickly on the commentary. We knew the first one was either A or E, which allows us to know that the lowest we're going to get is 50 points, assuming we got number 2 correct. Now, to get number 2 incorrect assumes that we were going to get both incorrect, which I don't think we'd ever go into a test assuming we'd get 0. We got lucky that we got number 2 correct on the second go around, but be that as it may, assuming we got at least one of the 2 right, the lowest score we would have got was 50 points because we knew A was one of two options, and that was directly a result of knowing how to take a test. Integrate accessibility into your design. Okay. What are the two main areas to consider regarding color and accessibility? Color providing meaning and contrast between adjacent colors. What are the two main areas to consider when regarding color and accessibility? Color providing meaning and contrast between adjacent colors. According to the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines, what is the minimum contrast ratio between text and a background? 4.5 to 1. According to the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines, what is the minimum contrast ratio between text and a text background? 4.5 to 1. What is the minimum contrast ratio between input field boundaries and a page background according to WCAG 2.1? 3 to 1. So let's go back real quick. So minimum contrast ratio between text and text background is 4.5 to 1. Minimum contrast between input field boundaries and the page background is 3 to 1. What are the guidelines to follow when having text on top of non-solid backgrounds? Only heading text may appear on a non-solid background. Text should be at least 18 size and ideally only one line. Gradient backgrounds can only be vertical. Define a backup background color and follow the SalesForce Lightning Design System guideline for text on backgrounds. What are the guidelines to follow when having text on top of non-solid backgrounds? Only heading text may appear on non-solid backgrounds. Text should be at least 18 size and ideally only one line. Gradient backgrounds can only be vertical. Define a backup background color and follow the SalesForce Lightning Design System guideline for text on backgrounds. What are the 3 factors that can contribute to triggering dizziness, headaches, or other forms of discomfort in some users when using animation? Size of movements relative to the size of the screen, mismatched directions of movement, and distance covered as perceived by the user. What are 3 factors that can contribute to triggering dizziness, headaches, or other forms of discomfort in some users when using animation? Size of movement relative to the size of the screen, mismatched directions of movement, and distance covered as perceived by the user. What is the most important thing to remember when designing animations? Allow users to turn them off. What is the most important thing to remember when designing animations? Allow users to turn it off. What is the minimum contrast ratio between text and backgrounds according to blah, 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 if the font is at least 24 or 19? So it's 4.5 to 1. So 4.5 of 24 is 5. So just basic math. Oh, 3 to 1. What is the minimum contrast between text and background according to WCAG 2.0 if the font is at least 24 size or 19 bold? 3 to 1. What is the recommended website to use to calculate the contrast ratio? aremycolorsaccessible.com. What is the recommended website to use to calculate the contrast ratio? aremycolorsaccessible.com. What are the 2 key considerations for using color? Color provides meaning and contrast between adjacent colors. What are the 2 key considerations for using color? Color providing meaning and contrast between adjacent colors. What is the WCAG guideline for any animations that flash or blink more than 3 times per second? Avoid any animations that flash or blink more than 3 times per second. What is the WCAG guidelines for any animations that flash or blink more than 3 times per second? Avoid any animations that flash or blink more than 3 times per second. All right, let's take a test. Okay, what is the key consideration for using color responsibility with accessibility in mind? Ensure there's enough contrast between adjacent colors, yes. Use bright, easy to find colors, I don't know. Ensure colors are the only indicator of intended meaning. No. So let's go with A. Which of the following guidelines apply when you're using text on non-solid backgrounds? So text on non-solid backgrounds. Gradient backgrounds can only be vertical. Yes, we know that. Text input must have a 3:1 contrast ratio against the page background. I don't remember. Only heading text may appear on non-solid background. Yes, I think. Okay. Always define a backup background color. Yes. So we know A is yes, we know D is yes, and we know C is likely yes. Now E is A, C, and D. And B, we were unsure of because we didn't remember the contrast ratios. Therefore, it is logical to assume that is the incorrect one and E is the correct answer as a result of A, C, and D. 100 points. Booyakasha. All right, next segment. Learn about visual state indicators. Learn about visual state indicators. I'm gonna take a sip of water. All right. What is the WCAG 2.4.7 requirement for visual focus? Visually display the current state of keyboard focus so that the user knows where they're at all times. What are the three, hold on. What is the WCAG 2.4.7 requirement for visual focus? Visually display the current state of keyboard focus so the user knows where they are at all times. What are the three visual states for a checkbox component? Unchecked, rounded, raised, gray square. Checked, rounded, raised, gray square with black check mark inside. Unchecked and disabled, rounded, unraised, lighter gray square. Say that 5 times fast. What are the three visual states for a checkbox component? Unchecked, hold on, I'm gonna sneeze, I think. Excuse me. Unchecked, rounded, raised, gray square. Checked, rounded, raised, gray square with black check mark inside. Unchecked and disabled, which is rounded, unraised, lighter gray square. What are the additional 2 states for disabled visual picker component? Unchecked and disabled, which is rounded, unraised, lighter gray square with gray check mark inside. And check and disabled, rounded, unraised, lighter gray square with gray check mark inside. What are the additional 2 states for a disabled visual picker component? Unchecked and disabled, rounded, unraised, lighter gray square with gray check mark inside. Checked and disabled, rounded, unraised, lighter gray square with gray check mark inside. What is the WCAG 2.1 requirement for non-text contrast? If you overwrite a browser's default focus visuals, the ones you create must meet or exceed a 3:1 color contrast ratio. What is the WCAG 2.1 requirement for non-text contrast? If you overwrite a browser's default focus visuals, the ones you create must meet or exceed a 3.1 color contrast ratio. What should be included in visible labels for forms? Visible labels should always be included in forms so that the purpose of each field is clear. What should be included in visible labels for forms? Visible labels should always be included in forms so that the purpose of each field is clear. What should be included in helpful error messages for forms? Error messages should include text that explains how to fix the error. What should be included in helpful error messages in forms? Error messages should include text that explains how to fix the error. What should be included in forms to guide users in completing them successfully? Forms should include clear expectations of how many steps are involved or approximately how long the form takes to complete, a way to edit form input, save along the way, or restart the form, and a way to review, confirm, or reverse any charges or changes. What should be included in forms to guide users in completing them successfully? Forms should include clear expectations of how many steps are involved or approximately how long the form takes to complete, a way to edit form input, save along the way, or restart the form, and a way to review, confirm, or reverse any charges or changes. And if you could give me 1 second, I need to just mute. Sorry. Let's go ahead and hide video panel, right? No, hide floating menu controls. Okay, here we go. Form should, okay, we read that already. Let's read it again. What should be included in forms to guide users in completing them successfully? Forms should include clear expectations of how many steps are involved or approximately how long the form takes to complete, a way to edit the form input, save along the way, or restart the form, and a way to review, confirm, or reverse any charges or changes. What is the hover state for a visual picker component? The hover state for a visual picker component adds a blue border but doesn't underline the text. What is the hover state for a visual picker component? The hover state for a visual picker component adds a blue border but doesn't underline the text. What are the two issues with using placeholder text instead of actual labels and forms? Placeholder text meets a 4.5 to 1 color contrast ratio, which makes the form field look like it's already filled in. After the user has completed the form without visible labels, the purpose of each field may be unclear. What are the two issues with using placeholder text instead of actual labels and forms? Placeholder text must meet a 4.5 to 1 color contrast ratio, which makes the form field look like it's already filled in. After the user has completed the form, without having visible labels, the purpose of each field may be unclear. What should be included in forms for making legal or financial transactions? Forms for making legal or financial transactions should provide a way for users to either review, confirm, or reverse any charges or changes. What should be included in forms for making legal or financial transactions? Forms for making legal or financial transactions should provide a way for users to either review, confirm, or reverse any charges or changes. All right, let's go answer some questions. What combination of keys do keyboard-only users use to navigate through a page? I don't know because we didn't have that flashcard, but let's read the answers, right? What combination of keys do keyboard-only users use to navigate through a page? All keys sounds like a good answer because they only have a keyboard. Left and right arrow keys? No. Tab and left and right arrow keys? No. First off, if you're navigating through a page, wouldn't you be going up and down? I don't understand left and right. Shift and arrow keys? Tab and arrow keys. I'm gonna go all keys. All of them seem like good answers, and unless only one is correct, none are correct. What can you do to help provide user safeguards when completing a form? Build in multitasking functionality? No. Do not allow credit card input? No. Provide a way to go back and edit the form? Yes. Use a clear red outline to indicate when there's an error? Red outline? No. So we know C is a correct answer. E is A and C. So the question is A also correct? Built-in multitasking functionality? Why would you? I don't know how multitasking would allow someone to have safeguards. So let's just go with this. So number 2 is correct, but number 1 was incorrect. All keys is incorrect. I'm going to go with tab and arrow keys because I know when I'm filling out a form, tab will allow me to go to the next one. Let's see. All right, we got it. So let's go ahead and let everyone know how cool we are. All right. Cool. We are doing quite well. All right. Let's X that out. Okay, we're down to the final one for this section. Let's see. Writing for web accessibility. Wait a second. Oh, use meaningful structure. See, writing for web accessibility is up here. So I kind of want to just go through them once and let's see if that works for us. Because I'm not sure that reading it twice has been providing much better benefits, so let's just see how we do. What is the importance of writing with accessibility in mind? Approximately 20% of people have some type of vision loss, are deaf or have a partial hearing loss, or have a physical, speech, cognitive, or neurological disability. Writing with accessibility in mind helps ensure that the same level of meaning is provided to all users. What are the best practices for using headings? Use headings and subheadings to describe the content that follows. Use headings and subheadings to break text into logical chunks. Use only one level 1 heading to provide the page's title. Headings should always be nested, consecutive, and formatted using headings levels through, and avoid excessive nesting. Let's read that again. What are the best practices for using headings? Use headings and subheadings to describe the content that follows. Use headings and subheadings to break text into logical chunks. Use only one level 1 heading to provide the page's title. Headings should always be nested, consecutive, and formatted using heading levels through and avoid excessive nesting. When should you use a numbered list? Use a numbered list when the order of the list items is important. What are the features of accessible tables? Include a title and a brief summary or table overview preceding the table. Ensure the heading row or column and all headers cell contain content. Feature a single idea or piece of data. Ensure cells do not span rows or columns. Define cell widths and percentages and not as absolute pixel widths, and avoid defining cell heights. What are some best practices for link labels? Describe the link destination instead of providing the actual web address. Avoid vague phrases such as learn more or go here. Verify that there are no duplicate link labels on a page. If a link is going to an external domain, use an external link icon arrow pointing outside of a container to indicate that to the user. And for links that open in a new tab or window, let the reader know. What is the purpose of including a title and a brief summary or table overview preceding the table? Screen readers use this information to describe the table for visually impaired users. What are the benefits of using lists? Lists are a great way to organize multiple points that help readers follow a sequence of steps. With properly structured lists, users can quickly identify information as belonging to a list, identify the number of items in the list, and easily identify where they are when performing steps. What should you avoid when creating a heading structure? Avoid creating heading structure using Roman numerals, letters, or numbers. Don't use a different font or a larger font to create headings or heading structure, and avoid heading-only content. What should you avoid when making bulleted list items? Don't make bulleted list items using indents Bold symbols such as dashes or asterisks or any other punctuation. All lists, bulleted and numbered, should be structured as lists with the proper HTML tags. Let's read that again. What should you avoid when making bulleted lists? Don't make bulleted list items using indents, bold symbols such as dashes or asterisks or any other punctuation. All lists, bulleted and numbered, should be structured as a list with the proper HTML tags. What should you avoid when defining cell widths? Whenever possible, avoid defining cell widths as an absolute pixel width and instead use percentages. This can help reduce issues when tables are displayed on smaller screens. Okay, let's answer some questions. What type of content is best presented using a numbered list? Detailed data, something where the number is important, right? So not images. Oh wait, steps that must be performed. That's where the number is important. What is a benefit associated with using tables? Tables provide an outline of the page content. Tables help users perform task steps. Tables let users view and compare detailed data. Tables enable users to quickly scan the contents of an entire page. I'm going to go with tables let users view and compare detailed data. All right. 100 points by reading it only once. So I think we could do this again. What should you do when crafting messages to ensure that they are easy to read? Keep it simple, avoid jargon, buzzwords, idioms, and slang. Explain the meaning of abbreviations and acronyms, define terms, and keep content clear and concise. What type of language should be avoided in order to maximize the user experience for visually impaired users? Directional and sensory language such as words that refer to color, size, shape, or location to enhance comprehension. How can you ensure that colorblind users can understand the content? Provide additional descriptive language that complements the color-specific information. What type of language should be used when describing two icons? Use language that provides enough information to convey what is needed without including unnecessary information. What is an example of a potentially problematic words? Words such as round, square, right, left, above, below, bottom, top, upper, lower, beside, and corner. How can you ensure that blind users can understand your content? Reword the content if possible without altering the meaning of the sentence. Use the simplest language possible to convey the correct meaning and replace sensory words with synonyms depending on the context. What should you do if you encounter potentially problematic words? Ask yourself if the text that contains the words needs to be used. Reword the content without altering the meaning of the sentence, and use the simplest language possible to convey the correct meaning. What should you do if you find yourself using potentially problematic words? Reword the content without altering the meaning of the sentence and use the simplest language possible to convey the correct meaning. What should you avoid when describing items on the screen in terms of location? Spatial references, since blind and low vision learners won't be able to orient themselves on the page. What is the goal of using clear and concise language and content? To provide benefits for all users and to avoid problems for visually impaired users. All right, let's answer some questions. When is it okay to use sensory language and descriptions? When you can't think of other wording to use. When additional language is provided to convey equivalent meanings for all users. If it doesn't involve colors and problematic. When the content is short. B, when you have additional language to convey equivalent meaning to all users. True or false? Using sensory language and descriptions can negatively impact the content experience for screen reader users. True. All right, 100 points. Let's continue. Use accessible images. Okay. That's where we are, right? Okay. What is the purpose of alt text? Alt text provides a brief description of the meaning or purpose of an image to users with impaired or no vision, or users who have trouble processing a lot of information or are easily distracted. What is the recommended character limit for alt text? The recommended character limit for alt text is 125 characters or less. What is the difference between decorative images and informative images? Decorative images such as page borders and colored banners convey no meaning. Their only purpose is to make the page visually interesting, whereas informative images provide information and meaning for the users, such as screenshots, flowcharts, architectural diagrams, and graphs. What is the purpose of descriptive text? Descriptive text is required when the information that must be conveyed exceeds the recommended alt text limit. It provides a brief summary, if one is a parent, of the image and describes the data provided in the image as it applies to the context surrounding it. What is the purpose of alt text attribute? The alt text attribute contains a brief description of the meaning or purpose of the image. It is required for all images that provide meaning and context to surrounding content. What are the best practices for writing alternative and descriptive text? Best practices for writing alternative and descriptive text include writing specifically and concisely, focus on image details relevant to the image context, using the same tone and voice as surrounding text, treating alt text as user-facing text, and writing unique alt text that differs from descriptive text. What is the importance of accessible images? Accessible images provide crucial meaning and value for many types of users. They allow screen readers users to gain an understanding of images and ensure that all users get the same information from the alt text and surrounding text as if they could see the image. How do search engines use alt text? Search engines use alt text to index images. So by providing a well thought out image description in alt text, you can increase the searchability of your content. What should you do if you're unsure whether an image is informative or decorative? If you're unsure whether an image is informative or decorative, remove it from the content to determine if any needed information or meaning is missing. If information is absent without the image, then the image is informative and requires alt text. What is the best practice for writing alt text? The best practice for writing alt text is to think about how you would verbally describe it to another person. Focus on image details relevant to the image context. Use the same tone and voice as surrounding text, and treat alt text as user-facing text by using sentence capitalization, proper grammar, and proper punctuation. All right, let's answer some questions. What are the two types of text provided by writers so that screen readers can describe image content? Alternative text and descriptive text, I think that's the answer. Alternative text and image file names, no. Descriptive text and image file names, no. Alternative text and word images. So what you can see, alternative text and descriptive text, we believe are the right answer. On top of that, B and C selects each one of them with some other option. The point being that they're so redundant in the answer that it kind of leans to it being obviously the answer. For what type of images do you need to set an empty alt text tag? For all images, informative images, decorative images, images with text. Informative images need alt text tag. Apparently they don't. What type of images do you need to set an empty decorative images? Sometimes you got to read the question. All right. What's the next one? Use alternative and descriptive text. Okay, there's the last one for today, and then we would have completed the entire section. We did really well today. What is the purpose of alternative text? Alternative text provides a text-based alternative for non-screen reader users to understand the content of an image. When should descriptive text be used with an image? Descriptive text should be used whenever the meaning of an image cannot be adequately summarized in 125 characters or less. What is the recommended length for alternative text? The recommended length for alternative text is 125 characters or less. What is the purpose of using an icon in content? The purpose of using an icon in content is to provide a visual representation or concept of a concept or action. What should be the alt text for a decorative image? The alt text for a decorative image should be set to an empty string. What should be the alt text for an image with text? The alt text for an image with text should include the text in the image verbatim. What should be the alt text for an image link? The alt text for an image link should provide the destination of the link, not the visual contents of the image. What should be the alt text for a complex image? The alt text for a complex image should provide a concise description of the image. What should be done when the image contains only text? When the image contains only text, the text alone can usually be used as the alternative text. How should the descriptive text and alt text work together for an image with text? The descriptive text and alt text should work together to convey the image's full meaning. All right, let's go answer our last questions of the day. Hopefully we get 100 on it and the day strong. Which of the following is a primary reason for including descriptive text? The image is colorful. The image is purely decorative. You have extra space on the page. That's never going to be the answer. The meaning of the image cannot adequately be summarized by alt text. I'm going to go with D. The meaning of the image cannot adequately be summarized by alt text. Which type of images typically require both alternative and descriptive text? Complex informative images is C. Well, D is A and C and E is B and C. So we know C is the answer. So now is A or B even relevant? Which types of images typically require both alternative text and descriptive text? I think it's just C. I don't think screenshots require both. Image links, I don't think either. All right, so it's not C. Oh, of course. I'm gonna go with screenshots and complex informative images because image links don't need bolt. Image links are like a picture of a money sign to let you know you're gonna pay for something. You wouldn't need a descriptive text about that. So A and C. All right, cool, we got it. I have something in my eye. Okay, so let's go ahead and tell the world how great we are. Let's tweet that out. Okay, and seriously well done. Let's go take a look at how far we've come. We are now, so what we had just completed is 16 plus 13, so 29% of the exam we're done with. We're now on human-centered design, which is not very long. So it should take us, I'm already 33% done with this. How is that even possible? Oh, I guess we did some of it. All right. So this looks like it might take an hour or two tops. And then declarative design, that's when things get a little bit bigger. That's 27%. But if you take a look up here, we have 14 badges, almost 5,500 points. It's really, really impressive. So let's go ahead and stop the screen share. And everyone, seriously, well done. Today was a good day. Got a whole lot more done. And I will see you tomorrow. Look for the follow-up email. And yeah, really, really well done, everyone. Love you. See you tomorrow. Bye.